Welcome to Happy Wolf Art and episode 8 of Medieval Toys. This week I'm excited to show you a medieval toy collection that I have. Remember, these videos are primarily just a show and tell of pop culture elements or interesting comics that are out there on the market. So let's jump in. So this is Disney's Brave. This is the weapon set that came out with the movie. We have a nice sword, you have the battle axe, and then you have this club replacement or top element that you can add on that to swing that around. There's also a bow and arrow set that I used to have, and my daughter really wanted to play with it, so she ended up playing with it, and that's not a part of the permanent collection anymore. But anyways, if you haven't seen the movie Brave, it's a Scottish type of film, animated. If you're interested in Braveheart and that type of film, then you'll enjoy this movie. And the next item is from the Marvel Universe. And sorry, I'm moving some things around. So this is obviously Thor. His sword. Let me back out so you can get a large. They're calling it Odin's sword from the movie. But if you did see the movie, this sword wasn't in the first film. This is the DVD associated with the first film. There's multiple Thor movies, and I haven't seen them all. I personally don't care for a lot of the Marvel type of humor in the later films, and so that's why I haven't seen some of the more recent ones. But this is Thor, the Mighty Avenger. Obviously his battle hammer, or the lightning hammer. And this weapon obviously goes back into the Middle Ages, into mythology, and it plays a particularly strong role in his abilities to fight the frost giants. So that's Thor, the movie Thor, and his weapons, which are very medieval in their decoration and the knotwork and just the finer sides. All right, and the next one that I have, a lot of you may have already seen the films, may not have seen the weapon sets that came with this, but for The Hobbit, they released these. This is the Dwarven Battle Axe. So if you think of Gimli, nice knotwork here on that one, or the other dwarves, at least in The Hobbit. And this is Sting, the sword that glows blue, I believe when goblins are near, if I remember correctly. And so both two nice weapons. You can see the elvish designs on the handle there. And if you haven't seen the movies, obviously do consider looking at those. So Fellowship of the Ring came out first, and Two Towers, and then Return of the King. And then a number of years later, The Hobbit came out. All of these had action figures and various sets connected to them. And these are the two weapons that I particularly liked that I wanted to add to my medieval toy weapon collection. And saving the best for last, or actually before I get to the last one, I'm going to throw a weapon in there that isn't medieval, but is nonetheless part of the collection. That's a lot of fun. This is Leonardo's sword, and these have become highly collectible. This one's selling, I think, upwards of 150-ish on eBay, and so you buy them for $5, $10, $20, and you hold on to them, and they obviously gain value too. So last but not least is Masters of the Universe, He-Man's sword. This is the power sword. Comes with this button. Okay, this was, I believe, made in 2003, 2004 with the remaking of the cartoon. And the battery still works in this. So, and these also have gained in value over the years. I think this sword sells for 50 to 100 now on eBay. So if you're not familiar with He-Man, you have the original 80s episodes. This is just season 1 that I have here. And then you have the remake in the 2000s. Sometimes you'll see this listed as 2000X. But the early 2000s is when they remastered the cartoon with new toys and everything. So this is a very medieval-esque style design, obviously with type of Iron Cross, but then there's this sort of tech, modern scientific tech fantasy element to it. So anyways, that's the collection, and I hope you enjoyed seeing those. If you are interested to see more, please check out my playlist on YouTube. Also, really quickly, here's my Instagram, and I have a lot of information on the Instagram page about my California Kid project and the stories and kids involved with that, and then also a Learning German with the California Kids series on my YouTube channel. And if you check out my Instagram, I post a lot of art and drawing stages of the project. These are the playground kids. You have the California kids in general, but different kid groups within California. They go on adventures, interact, have conflicts, become friends. Some don't become friends. You have the beach kids who turn into Vikings. Each kid group gets their own warrior form. You have the pier kids who also turn into their specific warrior forms too. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this little episode about medieval weapons, and I'll end with a quick last view of He-Man's power sword. So, all right, thank you for joining me.